Who is that?
The Teleuts,
The Teleuts? Who are they?
a native people from Siberia. Today, there are less than 3,000. Most of them live in 5 villages in southwest Siberia, between 2 major cities, Kemerovo and Novokuznetsk. They live in a region which is now mostly Russian, but nevertheless they kept their traditions. The young generation speaks Russian. It is their mother language. But still, about 1,000 Teleuts speak the Teleut language that is close to Turkish or Kyrgyz. In August, I went to Bekovo, located between coal mines and factories. The Teleuts were getting prepared for the national holiday. In each house, there is a trunk, out of which they took beautiful dresses. Teleut women keep precious, long, shiny dresses with a collar for weddings or special events. And the most original ornament is the tashchak, a colorful breastplate with buttons. Another important element of the costume is the waistband. The Teleut people still wave multicolored belts, which they wear during ceremonies and rituals. Hospitality is a rare word for Teleut families. And if the Italians have pasta during each meal, the Teleuts have their own ravioli, the pelmeni, with mutton or horse meat. This tradition has been passed down from their nomadic ancestors. More than 2,200 years ago, the Tele people are first mentioned in Chinese written histories. A few native peoples of Siberia, the Teleuts, and their neighbors, the Telengits and the Altai, are also descendants of the Tele people. Shamanism is their traditional religion, but the Teleuts have a totally unique conception of the universe. The earth is flat as a plate, but the upper world is divided into 16 layers, upon each of which lives a deity, and at the very top of the world, a woman, Pai Ulgen. In Russia, only 2 native peoples, the Teleuts and the Buryats, have made a woman the top of all other gods. Shamans, no matter whether women or men, knew how to pass through the 16 layers of the universe with the help of their tambourines and rituals. Today there are no more shamans, but the Teleuts keep little rag dolls in the attics and still turn to them in case of illness or trouble. These little rag dolls are inherited. And in each garden you can notice a small, strange wooden structure with a few birch branches. They symbolize deities associated with the owner's family, the family gods. I was lucky to meet Maria Pavlovna, perhaps the last of the Teleut healers.
Каждый человек, когда делаешь алаз, старается, чтоб выжить.
She told me how, thanks to a ceremony called alas, she saved people's lives. This relatively small native group has preserved an enormous quantity of shamanistic texts. Only among the large native Siberian groups like the Yakuts and the Buryats do you find so many. The music and the folklore of the Teleuts is amazingly rich. For hours, sometimes all night long, Teleut singers sing their legends and epic poems. Most of the Teleut converted to Orthodox Christianity in the 19th century due to Russian missionaries. In the 16th century and for the next 200 years, Russian Cossacks moved slowly east from Moscow, invading the vast territory of West Siberia. They settled the cities of Tobolsk, Tara, Omsk, Tomsk, and Kuznetsk on the ancestral land of the Teleuts and the ancestors of the Shorian ethnic group. And in the middle of the 18th century, after almost 100 years of conflicts and battles, the huge territory where the Teleuts once roamed freely passed under the protection of the Russian Empire. Nobody 200 years ago could imagine that this vast land of steppes and forest, where the ancestors of the Teleuts lived like nature's kings, would become a major source for coal extraction, and that the 17th century very powerful Teleut principality would be completely assimilated, its greatness reduced to 5 small villages.
Поселковые территории, которые мы живем, оказались богаты углем.
Largely due to the fact that the Teleuts lived compactly, They were able to preserve many elements of their culture. But what will happen to the Teleuts if their territory turns into one huge open coal mine?
Если ты хочешь быть телеутом, если ты хочешь, чтобы твои дети были телеутами, да, а не кем-то другим, то ты будешь им. Я, допустим, хочу.